So welcome to today's Digital Service Squad webinar. Today we are talking about selling on Instagram. And of course, the Digital Service Squad is brought to you by Digital Main Street, which is a fabulous support program for small businesses running all across Ontario. It is supported by OBIA, the Ontario government, and TABIA. And this webinar today is brought to you by the Small Business Enterprise Center of South Georgian Bay and the Grey County Small Business Enterprise Center. Is that it, Ben? Okay, great, fabulous. All right, so today we're talking about selling on Instagram, and I'm very excited about this. I did this webinar a couple years ago, and how the times have changed for the better. So it's exciting stuff. Alrighty. Ooh, I just need to move my little Zoom bar out of the way. So here is our overview. So for those of you who are maybe newer to the Instagram game, or perhaps you're not actually part of it at all yet, and you want to understand what all the fuss is about. So Instagram is huge. It's incredibly popular. And in recent years, especially, it has turned from a social app and just sort of like a lifestyle kind of app to a viable sales tool for businesses. Like it is absolutely a critical part of business strategy today. And fortunately, the platform itself has continued to pivot to help small business owners and business owners in general succeed on the platform. So that's really exciting. Here's some cool stats. So these stats have changed in recent history, and they've only gone up. So 35% of all Instagram users will purchase directly on the app. So this is what I mean by the fact that I say that it is a viable sales tool. People who are on Instagram are on there actively shopping, particularly if you are in the age demographic of 18 to 31, so Gen Z and millennials. Instagram is the top social commerce platform among Gen Z, so that's quite interesting. And millennials really aren't far behind, all things considered. In today's webinar, we're going to talk about creating your IG shop, making posts, stories, and reels shoppable so that people can buy directly from the content that you post. Useful workarounds and alternative practices, but we don't actually have to spend as much time on that this time around because of all the great advancements that have been made. So that's great. And then some strategies specifically for service-based businesses, because Instagram. What I will say is while Instagram is a great sales tool, it is still primarily sort of like product business friendly. But with that being said, service-based businesses, there are options for you, and it is certainly something to look into for sure. Okay. Oh, why? Okay, great. I'll do it that way. All right. So to create an Instagram shop. So first of all, why would we want to do this? Well, based on the statistics that I just shared, we know that people who are on Instagram are actively looking to buy. They are, yes, using the tool socially, but they are willing to purchase. And in fact, I would say there's actually a really, really high percentage that if your product just like happens to come across their feed at the right time, they're very likely to follow through with a purchase through Instagram, more so than if they come across that same ad on other platforms. And it's just because of how Instagram sort of like sucks you in and convinces you that you need these things. Opening an Instagram shop, it's very similar to opening a Facebook shop, and it creates the path of absolute least resistance to purchase for your customers. So that's why it's recommended to open an Instagram shop if you are able to. In order to do this, you have to have a professional account, so either business or creator. You have to have an e-commerce website, some kind of online platform like on Shopify or WooCommerce, something like that. And you must have a Facebook business page. If you are looking for a resource to help you out with that, this is a great guide that I found. But yes, you must have these three things. And the reason is because like Instagram shop, it needs to be connected to an actual like e-commerce site of some sort. Like you can't just like create an Instagram shop and throw products in there and that's the only place that it lives. Like that's just not how the platform is set up that way. So you do need to have these 3 things in place in order to open an Instagram shop. Okay. Shoppable feed posts. So once you have a live shop, you can tag products right in your feed post. It's great. It's very, very easy. So once your shop is live and everything, you just create a post. Below the caption section, you're going to see a tag product button activated. You click that, and then you just choose your items right from your shop and just like plug and play. All right, and in this post, I'm featuring, this shirt and this pair of shoes. There they are in my catalog. There you go. They're directly tagged. It's amazing because then when people see your post and see your awesome products that are in there, they can click directly on those tags that you've placed, and it's going to take you right or take them right to your shop. Amazing stuff. Instagram checkout. Okay, so Instagram checkout is still not available in Canada. So I did want to touch on this because Instagram checkout is quite awesome. Basically, the thing about shopping on Instagram is there is always sort of like that handoff from like checking out the products in Instagram, but then checking out, like actually completing your purchase on that home site, that e-com site, wherever your products are actually listed to be purchased from. There's always going to be that little step in between. That's just simply how it's been set up. Instagram checkout is the opportunity to bypass that. Unfortunately, it is not available in Canada, but just to touch on it, it means that basically there's no redirect to your home website wherever your products are actually listed. People can actually buy directly in Instagram. The thing about it is like, okay, it would be great if we got this here. I mean, it's a really excellent feature, and I hope that it comes to Canada someday. But because you're not getting that sort of like leapfrog effect to your actual website, you will lose your customer data, because now people are checking out like through Instagram directly and not through your website directly. So like there is that trade-off there. So while I'm like personally disappointed that we don't have Instagram checkout yet, it's not like the be all end all, like, oh my goodness, if we don't have Instagram checkout, then we're not going to get any business. That's really not it at all. Can you run the checkout if you have global clients? Not unless your account and you are US based. Yeah, Instagram checkout is not available in other countries like outside of the US. Okay. Shoppable stories. This is really great. This is a huge thing. So shoppable stories used to be basically you couldn't make your stories shoppable unless you had like 10,000 plus followers. That was sort of like the big condition that they had there. We may remember like the swipe up feature and everything, but Instagram listened. It listened to all of us, and we no longer have to have that minimum follower count, which is amazing. So now, in order to make your stories shoppable, all you need is a business or creator account. You can have 1 follower, you can have 1 million followers. It doesn't matter. You can make your stories shoppable. It is so great, and it's really easy. And I can vouch for this myself. So when I was looking into this, I was like, I don't buy it. I feel like there's a catch. So I went into my Instagram account, which is a creator account, and I only have like 450 followers or something like that. And I was like, let's see how this goes. And my goodness, I could do it. I had no products to tag, so it was irrelevant, but I could make it happen had I had products that I could sell. So yeah, it's awesome. So it's really easy. You create your story the same way that you always did. Once your story is finished and you're moving on to like the bells and whistles section, you open the stickers section, choose either link or product. Why would you choose one or the other? You can choose product if you have an Instagram shop set up, because the product will be linked directly to your product catalog. If you do not have an Instagram shop set up, then you will choose link. And instead of the product thing, it's just going to be a link directly to your selling platform that is activated. So that's the difference there. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say too, like, to your point earlier about like you didn't have any products to sell when you were doing your test, but for a service-based industry or business, the link is exactly what you want to use, right? So like if you're promoting an offer or something, or you know, collecting leads, you can put a link right to your landing page, right to, you know, a form or a survey or something, you know, whatever you're trying to accomplish. That's what's super cool about that, right? Is like, it's not just about products, it can be about services, it can be about lead generation, whatever you need, you can put those links in, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Yeah, it really is. It really is awesome. I'm so glad they came to their senses and yeah, changed this up and stopped gatekeeping this feature. It's excellent. So that's really great. So definitely start making all your stories shoppable. that's that's my one piece of advice coming out of this webinar, is take advantage of the shoppable stories, because my goodness, you have a captive audience. People will click on your links, I am telling you. All right. Shoppable reels. Okay. Shoppable reels, this is one of those places where we do need a bit of a workaround here in certain situations. So, all right, let's start by saying reels are incredibly popular. So being able to tag products in your reels is a no-brainer. I mean, this is absolutely something that you should be doing. I mean, reels go viral so easily, and just imagine what you could be leaving on the table if you've created a great reel that happens to take off, and it's featuring you know, all of these amazing things that you sell, or these amazing services that you provide, and you didn't just like put the link in there, you didn't tag the product. Like imagine what you're leaving on the table there. Here are the couple of things to consider for the shoppable reels. So you can only make your reels sort of like seamlessly shoppable, as in you're tagging products directly and really treating them as those shoppable stories, if you have an IG shop / product catalog activated. That's sort of the catch there. It's very easy to do if you have that need met. So you create your reel. Same thing as the stories. When you're in the like finishing section, and you can add all the bells and whistles, select tag products. There'll be a prompt that comes up for you. You choose your tags, and then you publish your reel. Now, if you do not have an Instagram shop or product catalog, that's okay. So the workaround here is leverage your caption, right? Like your reels caption. You can still put your links in there. People can follow those links, or you can have you know, text on screen come up that says you know, to book a service, or to buy this or whatever, like click here, or visit our website, or go to the link in our bio. Like basically just, you can still create the path to purchase really easily. You just don't have the products directly tagged. And that's simply because, like, if you don't have the catalog, then how is Instagram supposed to be able to like pull that information and help you sell it, right? So there is a bit of a workaround there, but suffice it to say, regardless of the method that you need to use, get on shoppable reels. That's a really great way to yeah, just like crack open a brand new audience. Very exciting stuff. All right, so let's get into the what if section. So what if you don't have a website, you don't have a Facebook page, you don't have an Instagram shop? You know, what if you've been sitting through all this and just going like, oh, this sounds really great, but my goodness, it'll never work for me. Like, why can't I get Instagram to work for me? That's okay. We can make all of these things happen. This is when we get into the alternative creative thinking section of this webinar. All right, so here's some alternative sales strategies. So if you are a business that is exclusively on Instagram, so you're not on Facebook, your accounts are not linked, you don't have a Facebook shop, therefore you don't have an Instagram shop, you don't even have a website. You're like, no, Instagram is my jam. Like I am just using this platform and I want to make it work for me. Awesome, that sounds great. Lots of people do that. Lots of people have built incredibly successful businesses exclusively through an Instagram account, and you can too. So the big thing you'll need to do is really think about leveraging your bio. So this is basically the only place in Instagram where you can post like an evergreen link, right? So something that people can go to at any time. You can get a link tree set up for free. link trees enable you to basically have one link that when clicked, all these other options come up. So you can have a link that leads to your homepage, to your product page, to a special, to a booking calendar, like wherever you need it to go. So really, really leverage your bio. That's going to be your best friend. Excuse me. You can also add an action button. So I'm sure we've all been on Instagram pages. We've all seen what these are. There will be like a book now button, or like reserve a table, or shop here, or something like that. You can use an action button if you have a platform that is like compatible with Instagram and the action button corresponds to it. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you are a service-based industry, for example, let's say you are, I don't know, like a takeout, like bakery or something, but you run your bakery out of your home, and you don't have a website or anything like that. Like it's just sort of like the greatest mom and pop shop ever that has just like taken off, and and you use Instagram to really promote your stuff that way. If you have like a partnership with an eligible like reservation service, so what am I talking about here? Like Open Table and stuff. I know that there's a partnership with that. You can link your Open Table information to your action button in Instagram. And then that way, when people are on your profile, they'll see the reserve a table button, or like place an order, or whatever it is. They'll click that, and then they'll be redirected to whatever your third party site or tool or app happens to be. So that's how that works that way. So yeah, I always lose my place in terms of like how to set all this fun stuff up, because it's like fairly simple to do. Action buttons. Yeah. I'm just trying to get to the place where what I'm trying to do is get to the place where all of the options come out, because I'd like to be able to like share all those options that are available to people. Orders and payments.
Oh, like under which, like under your profile settings?
Yeah. Yeah, like if we were setting up an action button.
Oh yeah, it doesn't work on desktop. I had to do it on the phone too.
Cool. In any case, yes, I don't want to get too bogged down in this, but suffice it to say, the action buttons are excellent and not terribly difficult to set up. Honestly, the hardest part of it is like exactly what I was just doing right now, like trying to navigate that platform and figure out where all those action buttons live. But basically, once you get to the section, it gives you like 3 sort of like main headers. Again, it's something along the lines of like either book now, reserve a table, or sorry, like make a reservation, shop now. Like there's sort of 3 or 4 like key headings. You choose the one that's most appropriate to you, and then it's going to present all of the linked slash like partnership sort of like apps and programs that they have, and you just need to search through there and figure out, oh, okay, yes, they I'm on Open Table and Instagram has a partnership with Open Table. I'm going to click on that one and then link my accounts there. It's good. It's very, very good. Another great thing to leverage are your stories and your highlights. So again, because all stories can be shoppable now, you can be using that. So even if you don't have a product catalog or like a site to link out to or whatever, you can direct people wherever you need them to go, and they can get there easily. Even if all you want to do is link them back to your like Instagram homepage, so that they can with the direction of like click on the link on my bio, that's even a possible thing to do, right? Like you really want to take advantage of that. Same thing with highlights. So remember that highlights are stories that live in perpetuity. You have to manually save your highlights, and you can create collections of highlights, and it's basically designed to show off your best stuff and all the things that you want people to know most about you. Leveraging your highlights is a great strategy if you are limited to the fact that you're running your business exclusively through Instagram. That's a great place to show all of your new features, your seasonal offers, greatest hits, like whatever it is that you need to advertise the most. Use your reels and include links. We already talked about that workaround. Again, even if you don't have even if you don't have a website to link out to, there's certainly somewhere that you want to send people, right? Like you want people who are watching these reels to take some kind of action. So just be very clear about what action it is that you want them to take. And then DM marketing. So this, I've actually noticed a bit of a drop off in this recently, but I know that it is still totally a great strategy, and one that lots of people use frequently. So through Instagram, you have options to like reach out to people through DMs, ask people to contact you via DM, and then you start a conversation with them. There are pretty simple ways to set up like auto replies and stuff. So if you're really using your DM marketing, like if that's really integral to your strategy, I would definitely look into setting up some of those auto replies to just sort of like keep those customers happy. And even if you can't check your DMs right away, at least you have some communication that's going back to those people who are interested in you. That's a great strategy. And then finally, creating paid promotions. So you can create paid promotions as long as you have a business or creator account. You don't need to have a website or anything. If you've got a great sale coming up for summer or something like that, and you don't have a website to send people to, you don't have a Facebook page, you're exclusively existing on Instagram, see how it goes to throw out a paid promotion there, like a proper Instagram ad. It's a great way to just sort of like help give your business a shot of adrenaline, kind of. That's how I think about it. But remember, what we do not do is simply just boost posts that we've created. That is a scam. That's not a real strategy. That's just Instagram looking for you to spend your money. So if you're going to create a paid promotion, ensure that you create it properly from scratch, and you're not just like throwing $5-10 at a random post. Not the strategy. All right. All right. So for service-based businesses on Instagram, oh my goodness, you can add your booking link to your bio and direct customers there. So again, that's leveraging that bio and doing your best there. Add a book now button to your profile. So that's the exact same as the action button that we were talking about. That's just like, this is one example of the many options that are available to you for what that button looks like, and it's going to live on your bio or on your homepage right there. Create a paid promotion with Book Now as the call to action. So again, if you really need to drive some sales, and if the organic reach just isn't quite doing it for you at the moment, you can create a proper paid ad, and just like ensure that your call to action with that ad is book now rather than like shop here or call us or whatever. Like, you have the option to link that booking calendar or booking software right in that book now button, which is great. And then don't forget about the DMs. Again, DMs are great. Lots of people use DM marketing, and it is really great for service-based businesses. One that comes to mind for sure is like nail art. Oh my goodness, nail art, like eyelash extensions, like any sort of cosmetology sort of stuff. I feel like these business owners are just like, they're just killing it on Instagram. I mean, that's where they live. People love going to Instagram for those services in particular. And lots of them are like, I'm not giving out my phone number. I don't have a website. All I have is Instagram. DM me and I will get you in. And they run fabulous businesses that way. Cool. All right. Sorry, I was just getting caught up with the chat. All right. So in summary, oh my goodness, are we at this time already? Wow. So so Instagram is a very popular and effective sales tool, especially for Gen Z and millennial customers. If your target customers skew younger, I'm not sure if there is a legitimate reason to not be on Instagram in that case. Like, I really think that that is a place where your business needs to live, unless it absolutely can't for reasons that I can't necessarily articulate. Shoppable stories have made shoppable stories have been made universally accessible to all, which is amazing. All business and creator accounts. Such a big change. So happy about it. Real game changer. Thank you, Instagram. Shoppable reels require an active IG shop, but linking in your captions is an acceptable alternative. And then action buttons, bio links, and DM campaigns are really, really great options for service-based businesses. Those are the things that we covered today. I'm so excited about it because there were so fewer workarounds that I needed to like dive into for this presentation. Honestly, Instagram has made great strides in the last year or so, and has really just like broken down a lot of barriers for small business owners to leveraging this platform as part of their sales strategy. And it's very, very exciting stuff. All right, yay! And oh my goodness, that was it. I flew through that. I guess I thought that there was way more on the go. But that's good. So yeah, let me know what questions you may have in the chat here.
I would also add too, just in our closing here, that that setting up an Instagram shop is can be a bit of a minefield of sort of settings and connections and stuff. And so that's a great reason to reach out to your digital service squad for a consultation. We've set up multiple Instagram shops, and one thing I always tell people is, you know, there is there's actually quite a few steps I like to do in the back end of Facebook before I set up an Instagram shop, before I make that connection, because there's actually things they want you to do. Verify your email and make sure you have an ad account set up and a pixel set up. They want you to have these things in place, but they don't tell you. And so oftentimes when you just instantly set up that connection, if those other things aren't set up properly, then what we've seen is a lot of people just running into, getting their ad account shut down, or running into restrictions. And Facebook is really bad at telling them why they're placing these restrictions on their account, but it's just because they haven't jumped through these other hoops. So again, great reason to reach out for a consultation, and we will put the link. We'll put the link in the chat for that. And so you got a couple questions there, Michelle.
Yeah, I've got Bluehost. What do I do with it? Do you know? I was told to get Woo. I'm paying for things I may not need. Do you have Shopify? It's a lot. There's a lot of things going on in a very short amount of time.
Well, so Bluehost, I'll say, so Bluehost and WooCommerce, those are sort of two different things. So yeah, you're talking about the hosts for your website, so I'm assuming you have a WordPress website. Bluehost is where it lives, so it's basically just the server where your website lives, and then WooCommerce is a plugin for your WordPress website, which yes, I would agree. I mean, if you're interested in starting a shop or moving into e-commerce, then WooCommerce is the best plugin for WordPress to launch your e-commerce. And then once you have that set up, then you can connect it to Facebook and Instagram in that way. So yeah, hit us up for a consult if that doesn't make any sense.
And then Jason asked, what is the biggest advantage to Instagram over Facebook? Are they both effective? They are both effective, yes. I would say the biggest advantage, honestly, it depends on where your people live, right? I'd say the biggest thing that I've noticed, and that lots of other business owners have noticed, is that Facebook pages have really dropped in popularity. Like, fewer and fewer people take time to like pages, follow pages. It's just, Facebook is just being used differently now than it was 5-10 years ago. So they're both effective. Like, Facebook shops are fabulous because you know, you can list so many products, and it's really easy to like see what's on the go, like see your entire catalog, purchase with ease through that platform. Like, there are a lot of advantages to it, but if you only have 25 followers or something, which is the case a lot of times for like lots of small business owners who are trying to grow their Facebook page, it's like, well, I mean, unless you're constantly creating paid promotions to really get those products out there and reach people who are not directly following your page, or people who don't like your page, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of just like noise that's being lost in the internet, right? Instagram, it's much like the discovery of products and pages and brands is so much easier. Like, we get it's much easier to accumulate followers. People are more generous with sort of their patronage to pages and stuff on Instagram. And I'd say Instagram, in my opinion, just because of how the app works, with it just being like that single scroll sort of thing, the algorithm is generally a little bit better at helping products and brands and businesses find their right people within that app. So that's sort of my response there. The other big thing is of course, remember that Instagram is and likely always will skew younger than Facebook does. So if your people are younger folks, like your target audience, then I would say Instagram is probably going to be more helpful for you. Cool. Reels don't stay on the page, do they? It seems off to do a great post that disappears. Reels do stay on the page. They absolutely do. The only things that don't stick around are stories. Stories live for 24 hours only.
Yes, and then you can repurpose those in your highlights at a later date. And but stories work too. I find people see them. Like, it's interesting, like how there's sort of these 3 different areas to explore within Instagram, and there's people in each of those areas. Like, some people just stay on the feed, some people go just straight to stories, some people just sit down, watch reels, and I guess some people just will do the whole gambit. But yeah, I think to make use of all of those areas and tools, I think is very very effective.
Mm-hmm. How do you suggest to find out where your people are? Well, I mean, that's a great exercise in defining your target customer and doing all of that really great like digital marketing profiling and all that. And we have a handy dandy tool for that. We have the digital marketing plan template. So that can always help with that. Where is that? Can I find that with ease?
Yeah, I would say too, like so what if you're already set up on, you know, Instagram or Facebook, these platforms will have some analytics that they will be able to share with you. You can, you know, look at your analytics and see, like, is this the right audience? Like, am I in front of the people that I need to be in front of? And then alternatively, you've got your, you know, Google Analytics. We highly recommend setting that up. And from Google's perspective, or from Google Analytics side, you'll be able to see like where the traffic is coming from to your website. So if you have you know, if you're spending a lot of time on Instagram, but you don't see a lot of traffic coming from Instagram to your website, then you may rethink that, right? Or you may take a closer look at those demographics. Are you in front of the right audience? Is there a better place? Is there another source that's driving more traffic? Maybe, I don't know, LinkedIn, or maybe you have a TikTok account that's just like driving traffic. Not likely, but but you know, so that's an exercise that you can go through to see, you know, am I in front of the right audience? And if not, where are they? And just keep exploring that.
Yeah. Excellent. Any other questions from everyone out there? I'm always so used to having like all these super dense presentations that take forever to get through. So I always clip along so quickly, but this one, I don't know, it went faster than I thought. That's nice.
That's perfect. People got things to do, places to see, and work to get to. They got to get their Instagram shop set up.
Indeed.
So I think that's totally fine. You jammed a lot of great info in there. I think it was really helpful. Thank you, Rochelle.
Thank you. I find really happy people laughing seem to catch my eye. Me too. Margaret would love the digital marketing plan template. Yeah, I did try and do that, but I can't link it because it's that's not an option that I have available to me here. But I believe I have your email, Margaret. I believe we've spoken before, have we not? Jason Young. Yeah, how can we get the digital marketing plan to people? Jason Young would also like it.
Yeah, we can send it as a Word doc.
That would be great. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Cool. So the digital marketing plan template will be sent to all attendees after this webinar is finished. And yes, there will be a copy of the session posted to the Small Business Enterprise Center's YouTube channel.
Yeah, and we'll send a link to all the registrants as well. Do you want to hit the next slide, Rochelle?
Oh. Excellent. So here we are. So this is us. We're Digital Main Street. Ben, Amy, and myself are all part of the Digital Service Squad. You can book free consultation as always right at that link here. And Amy did drop that link in the chat as well. And that's about it, I think. Unless there are any other questions, I think we can sign off on this. Thank you all so much. It was really fun getting to share all of Instagram's awesome updates with all of you. They've done good stuff for business owners.
Awesome. Thank you, Rochelle. And thanks for everyone for joining us. We will see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye for now.
Bye.